So I see a lot of people, especially around in the creative photography space, asking how to stay creative, especially when you get these creative blocks and creative ruts. Well, as somebody who works full time as a photographer and works in the film industry, I'm about to tell you exactly how I stay creative. What is going on, everybody? If you're new around here, my name is Finn Badgley. I'm a commercial fashion and portrait photographer, and I also work within the film industry. Now, I've seen it asked a lot, this question of how to stay creative, especially when content creation, anything like that, is pretty much your full-time main gig. It can sometimes wear you down and you almost get burnt out. Well, I have a couple secrets that I've worked on over the years to help me get out of those creative blocks, and that's exactly what I'm going to share with you today. And the main one is I take naps. No, seriously though, I take a lot of naps, and this isn't the only way that I manage to stay out of any creative ruts. Alright, so if you're anything like me, you're a creator, you're a photographer, you work on film sets, you're a filmmaker, anything like that, typically you will at some point feel like you're in a creative rut. You want to get out of that? Well, for me, I do anything besides that thing. That can be going on a walk like I am right now. It can be taking a nap or anything of that variety. Basically anything that you can do to get your head out of that space and let yourself kind of breathe and almost debrief a little bit, and then that way you can come back fresh and ready to go. Creating is something that takes a lot of effort and can take a lot out of you, especially when you don't give yourself time to rest, to do something other than just create. So if you're pumping out content, if you're being creative all the time, just give yourself a break, give yourself a chance to rest. And then that is how you'll be able to come back stronger and create more in the future. And eventually you'll get to know yourself well enough where you'll know when you start to go down that path anyways, and then you can kind of take a break, do something outside of that, and then come back fresh and ready to go. This is why I do a lot of things outside of being a photographer. I go on a lot of walks, I meditate, I am a drummer, I longboard. All these things give me that creative break that you sometimes need. So my advice is, if you feel like you're in a creative rut, just check in on yourself, see how you're feeling. If you feel like you're kind of in a creative rut and you don't really know what to create or anything like that, just do anything but create. Just go outside, do something to get your head out of that space and allow yourself to breathe, and you'll come back a lot stronger, I promise you. This is something that has taken me a lot of years to learn, especially as I work full-time between being a photographer and working in the film industry. And even those two things alongside each other, sometimes that difference in creation is just enough to kind of keep me fresh. It's creating in a different way, so that way when I come back to the other thing, it allows me to put all of myself into it. It keeps everything fresh, keeps everything nice and exciting, and that's why I really like jumping between the two. And I suggest if you can find something like that for yourself, then that is definitely going to be beneficial. And honestly, it doesn't even need to be anything major either. Even just going on a walk for 20 minutes, stepping outside, meditating, anything like that can really help give you mental clarity and really give you a lot of inspiration for what you can create next. Especially if you don't focus on it, that's when oftentimes inspiration will strike you. I try to stay off social media when I'm in that kind of phase because it will just kind of freeze me there. I would rather, if I want inspiration, I would look in magazines, or if I'm on a film set, kind of look at the setup there and how I can bring that into my own photography work. And if you do anything like go to a gym or anything like that, just moving your body can have a huge impact. Definitely don't underestimate what simply getting some exercise in or something like that can do to really reset your mind, get all that tension out, especially if you've just been kind of sitting around on social media, just scrolling endlessly. It can be kind of not mind numbing, and getting out, kind of getting that tension out can do absolute wonders for you, especially when you are in that creative rut. And like I said, if you feel like you don't really have the time to stop and take a break or anything like that, it doesn't need to be anything massive. Just taking a moment to rest or give yourself a break, get out of that headspace, can do wonders. It can save you from a lot of time just sitting around wondering what to create. So that way you can get back in the swing of things, create sooner, and then you're not stuck in that phase, especially as we all know, you're scrolling social media or you're just kind of stuck in this thing, not knowing what to create. And you feel like there might be some ideas that you want to go with, but you don't know how to execute them, or all your ideas that you do have, they're not jiving with you that day. So this is a good way to get out and really crush it. If you're anything like me and you have a hard time actually resting, you just kind of want to be in work mode all the time, what I learned to do and what I'm still learning to do is really prioritize rest as if it's a part of your job, because really it is. If you're not rested and if you're just burnt out all the time, you're not going to be able to create to the best of your abilities, and then that's actually going to hurt your performance. So if you prioritize rest, if you make it a priority to take time and really unwind, relax, then you will be a much better creator and you'll be better off for it, and then you'll be able to continuously avoid this feeling of burnout. So with all that said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got some value out of it. If you did, leave a like, drop a comment down below if you like this kind of thing and you want to see more of it from me in the future. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell to be notified when I post new videos. Work hard, rest often, and as always, I will see you on the next one.